Hello, good morning. Welcome to the TriathlonDan YouTube channel. Welcome to day one of being a daily vlogger. And I've already messed up because I didn't show you me making breakfast. What a cardinal sin. So I just had porridge, banana and a bit of protein powder in there. That's done and dusted. It was about 100 grams of dry porridge oats, I think, so fairly good feed. And then I'm not normally a coffee drinker all the time, but this is a oat milk latte, or latte depending where you are. So yeah, good to get the day started. It's about 8 AM. I work from home at the minute, so I'm just getting set up and ready to crack on with the day. So fast forward to lunchtime and I'm going out for a lunchtime run. Now, I'm liking this, I've got a bit more time to talk to you about it now. I wouldn't normally go for a lunchtime run, or I haven't for the last few weeks because I've not really had anything to focus on, but I think I train better under pressure. And when I have an event that's like 4 to 6 weeks away, it really spurs me on to train. And of course, throughout the year, you have multiple events in the year, that would actually help me just keep training all the time. But I'm sure a lot of you guys have as well. We haven't really got many events, if any. So I've entered another event, which is a bit closer than I'd like, perhaps. However, it's spurring me on to train. And do you know what? If it doesn't go ahead and I don't get the money back or whatever, that's fine, as long as I've got a good few weeks training in. So I've entered a half Ironman. I can't remember what it's called. Evolve or Revolve half, so, I don't know. It's up north somewhere in Yorkshire. It's a half Ironman distance, or very close to a half Ironman distance. Looks like quite a small event, so it should be good just to go out and just to remind myself how much these hurt. But what that's meant is I've had to put my arse in gear this week and get some running done. So got my park run t-shirt on because that is what I'm going to be doing today. My own little park run. I'm going to be running 5k. I'm crying about it already. Nice and steady, nothing on the agenda, just trying to get used to running again. I have been running the last few weeks, but sort of 15-20 miles a week, and in fact last week I ran twice in total, so not a huge amount. But anyway, let's get going. Nice little steady run, see you on the other side. Oh, now I've probably just got a little bit too excited, my first run back, but 3.3 miles, only just over 7-minute miling. I felt great. To say that I'm heavier than I want to be, I've not been doing much running, I think it's just because I'm fresh, but I felt absolutely amazing on that run, so I stretched the legs out a bit more than I probably should have. But yeah, good to get out, and it's good for morale. Oh, I feel so good about that. Well, anyway, time to get some lunch. The only downside about training a couple of times a day is I feel like you're always in the bloody shower, so lunchtime, rustling up some leftover chilli from last night. Thank you, Elizabeth. Very, very helpful. 3 minutes in the microwave. Job done. Is this a triathlon vlog? Is it a food diary? Who really knows at this point? All I know is I'm having a handful of grapes and some strawberries for a snack because I'm trying not to eat rubbish. So there we go. Mid-afternoon. Ding, ding, ding. Rang the bell. Just gone 5 o'clock. So what I've done is a little trick here. I'll give you this one for free. Get all the things out for tea as if you were going to actually make it yourself, and then go and get on your bike and do some training. And when your other half gets home in the meantime, it looks like you've half thought about making tea, and you might get a couple of brownie points for it. I normally slot in I was going to do it, but, and then either, I don't know, did a longer session than planned, Zwift crashed, had a phone call, any of those sorts of things, just to try and get the points without actually having to cook. But yeah, there you go. Sorry about that, Liz, in advance, but I'm going to go ride my bike. So tonight's session is only about an hour long, 5-minute warm-up, 5-minute zone 2, and then I've got 3 tempo blocks in TT position. So 12 minutes at 325 watts, 10 minutes at 325, 8 minutes at 325, all in TT position off a 5 minutes recovery, then a 5-minute warm down, job done. If I feel good, I might stitch a bit of zone 2 on the end of that, but I'll be happy with that session. That's a decent little workout to kick the week off. Need to get down this TT position, but first, you know what's coming. Gotta get a sweatband on that. I need both hands. So there we go, session done and dusted. Before I talk a bit more about that, I'm going to tell you about another event that I've entered this year that's probably 99% going to go ahead, touch wood. So I've already told you about Evolve Half, which is a half Ironman in 6 or 7 weeks, to give me a bit of focus to get my running back on track, because I've also got Outlaw Half at the end of September, which I'm hoping to do better at, so that'll give me a bit of a wake-up call. I talked a little while ago about, I don't know if you've seen it or not, probably not, I was focusing on time trialling, so cycling time trialling with an aim to get to the National Time Trial Championships in whatever distance I can and try and come in the top 10. Now, after doing a bit more research, long story short, I'm not going to get in the Nationals for like the 10, the 25 and probably the 50. The reason being, I'm not good enough, I haven't got the results. I had half hoped to get to a few 25 and 50s and maybe a 10 before the Nationals, because how it works is you can't just enter and that's it, you've got an entry. They leave the entries open for a certain amount of time, and then they basically take the fastest so many. So say there's 60 spaces, the fastest 60 will get a slot. And how they define fastest is your result either this season or last season, and obviously this season there hasn't really been any races, so it's going to be people's races from last season. So looking at the 10-mile time trial, for example, from last year, the slowest entrant had a this season or last season score of about 20 minutes and 40 seconds. seconds, so nearly 30 miles an hour. I don't think I'd be doing that well on a 10-mile time trial, and it's pretty much the same for the 25 and 50. I think this year as well there'll be a lot more attention from the roadie guys who have perhaps done a few time trials in the past, particularly Team Ribble, the Hoob guys, I'm sure, all over time trialing now for the rest of the year. So I didn't want to focus on something that I wasn't going to be able to do. So what I have done is focus on something that I'm hoping 99% sure that I am going to be able to do. It's still a time trial, and it's still a national time trial championships, but it's a distance that not many people do, and it doesn't fill up. So I'm doing the 12-hour national time trial championships in mid-August. Now hear me out. Yes, it's going to be really hard, and yes, I'm probably more suited to a 25 or a 50 in terms of like my strengths. However, a race is better than no race, right? And I'm going to give this absolutely everything. So I'm not particularly going to be going out and doing 12-hour rides between now and then. Yes, I'm going to do a few long rides to test position and stuff, but I'm just going to be trying to get in the best bike shape I can. But behind the scenes, I'm going to do a lot of work on prep for a 12-hour specific race. So talking to my coach, James at Rideharder, who has done 2 12-hour time trials, and he's got a lot of knowledge to share. I'll be gleaning that from him. I'm looking at my bike now as if I'm going to start talking about it. I'm going to be spending a lot of time on bike setup. I already have been. All my rides I've been doing on the road on the bike that I'm going to be using for the 12-hour time trial. I've been fiddling with position and equipment. I bought some more equipment for the bike. I'm going to be riding it from now on. All my race kit I'm going to be using from now on. Liz doesn't know it yet, but this weekend we're going to have a session where she's going to practice handing me bottles and things. So I'm going to take this seriously, and I'm going to give this everything. Tonight's session then was a 3-step high tempo session in TT position, so a 12-minute, a 10-minute and 8-minute tempo block. Why ride at tempo power? Well, tempo power is hard enough that you're going to get some muscle adaptations and work to increase that threshold and increase your power, but not hard enough that you're going to really take on any major fatigue. So for me today, I've known that I was doing a tempo workout in the evening, so I've thought, oh, I'll run at lunchtime then, because I'm not going to be too fatigued from the run, and it's not going to take too much out of me doing the bike session. Whereas if I was doing a VO2 max or a threshold session tonight, I might not have ran, or I might have ran this morning to give myself some more recovery time. So yeah, it's just a good session that doesn't take too much out of you. So if I look at the laps, so my 12 minutes was 329 watts, my 10 minutes was 327 watts, and my fat finger will work on the screen, and the 8 minutes was 328 watts. So very controlled, very similar, and that felt good, to be honest. So yeah, good session. And that is it. End of day 1 of daily vlogging. Let me know down below, what do you reckon? I really enjoyed being able to give you a bit more of life and a bit more detail on the training session I'm doing. I'm probably not going to do this every day. I might miss it on rest days and drop in another video on rest days, like a how-to or something else. But yeah, certainly enjoyed that, and I hope you have as well. So if you have, drop the video a like, subscribe down below, do all that good stuff, and I'll see you tomorrow.